listen to the seriousness in my voice right now, Brian McGinnis.
I can tell.
Lizard people are real. Water aliens also real.
Okay, I'm sure they are.
Pay attention.
Creepy weirdo.
I would like a strong, powerful woman to protect me.
He'll fight for America.
Yep. Poopy square.
The Playable Characters Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to level 178 of the Playable Characters Podcast. My name is Brian McGinnis, your host with the most podcasts by himself. That doesn't even make any sense, but we're doing it here, everybody. Thanks for listening. It's September, finally. People are back to school. Maybe? I don't know. Did the world end yet? God willing, right? But hey, check us out at Playable Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you all for the feedback, as always, we've been getting. Love doing it. We're going to keep this thing going. 200 is coming. Hey, if you have ideas for episode 200, what can we do to make this the best podcast anniversary ever? Let us know, everybody. Try and do something special for you. But we're going to dive in today. So excited for this guest. So you see your phone. You see the title of this podcast. You see who's a guest now. This person worked with supposed to be one of the biggest Genesis games ever back in the day. It looked great. It was very hard. I remember it was impossible, this game, but it was cool and it was different. We have with us today, Ecco the Dolphins trainer. How are you, sir?
Hi. I'm doing good.
What's your name? It is ma'am. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Ecco has had a couple of male trainers, but I am his primary trainer. My name is Shirla Deerhorn.
Shirla. I was 50-50. I didn't know what it was when you emailed me back. I just went with it. I'm sorry.
Oh, no worries. Not at all. Water off a duck's back or a dolphin's back for that matter.
They're very slick, those dolphins. Yeah.
All lubed up, for the ocean.
And it's not Shirley. It's Shirla.
It's Shirla, Sherla.
Right. Gotcha. How'd you get into dolphin training? What led you to that lifestyle? That seems like it'd be a great, as a kid, what's better than training dolphins, it seems like. So how'd you get it? How'd you choose that path for yourself, Shirla?
Well, absolutely. So I was actually a water birth. When I was born in 1973, don't try to guess my age.
I won't.
So I was born in 1973. My mother was a hippie, but she was a Southern hippie.
Oh.
So she still went to church.
Okay.
And so she got really into some new age ideas, outside of Jesus being our Lord and Savior. And she said, you know what? I don't want to shock my baby girl by coming out of this beautiful, nutrient-rich womb. I don't want to shock her and shove her out into the harsh light of day. So she said she was going to have a water birth.
Okay.
And she gave birth to me in a cow trough on the family farm.
Wait,
right there.
That was in water? The cow trough?
So it was like, one of those troughs where the cows come and drink water. So they
right. I thought it was
one.
Okay. It wasn't just food. It was actually, they were drinking out of the trough. They put food in a trough too, right?
You got a food one, you got a water one, and never the twain shall meet.
Good thing it wasn't the food trough, the birth.
No, it was not a food birth.
Okay.
It was a water birth, and she gave birth to me in there.
Good.
It was cleaned out. That gave it a good scrub down.
I can imagine that's a full-time job right there.
Right, exactly. And so she shot me out into the water there, and ever since I felt like a water creature. I've always been very attached to the water, and I lived in a landlocked portion of Texas. So as soon as I could, I got my little patoot over to the UT Galveston and started studying to be a marine biologist.
And what age was this?
It was 14. I was very advanced.
Well, that's great. Must have been hell living in a landlocked part of Texas, considering you were a water creature.
I took a lot of baths, honey. I took so many baths, and just made it work.
I hear you. Was it? How'd you get into? Did you go right to Ecco? Did you work at, I don't know, like a SeaWorld type place or a local zoo? It must have been a pretty strict process to get to actually train Eccos because it's such a big deal. So talk about your advancement up the ranks. Yeah.
So it's the craziest story, Brian. All right. So I was studying and I was at UT Galveston studying my little patootie off.
At 14.
Learning at 14, 15, 16. I aged up because, it happens to us all, Brian. All right. Time happens, well, unless you're Echo, but we can talk about that in a second. Sure. So I'm studying all I can about the ocean. I'm learning about sargassum, that invasive species. I'm learning about
what is that?
Sargassum?
Yeah.
Sargassum is an invasive species of seaweed. It has little round balls on it with attached to like a longer leafy portion. Sometimes when you're swimming at the beach, you'll be like, ew, what is this? And it's sargassum.
Sargassum.
Yeah, it sounds like a sarcastic person having an orgasm. That's what my teacher used to say. And then he got fired.
I would think so. I mean, you're 14. Come on.
Well, not everybody was 14, but it's still an inappropriate way to comport oneself in a college classroom.
That'd be a weird thing if the whole class was 14-year-old geniuses. Just realized. Yeah. Okay. So interesting. So sargassums, right?
Right. I'm learning. I'm studying. Yeah. One day, I'm going for a swim in the Gulf of Mexico.
Sure.
Right. I'm going for a little splish splash. I'm out there swimming around, enjoying myself, and I get a cramp. I get a cramp, both legs, hips, back. My whole body cramps right up.
Jeez.
So there I am, 16 years old, second year in college, drowning my ass off.
Oh, my God.
All of a sudden, I realize I ain't drowning no more, Brian. A dolphin has come and saved my cutie patootie.
This is like Splash with Tom Hanks when a mermaid saved him.
Similar.
Right.
But it was not a mermaid. It was a dolphin.
That's incredible.
It was a dolphin. Yeah. So dolphin dragged my happy ass back to the shore. And I was like, oh my God, what just happened to me? I'm in shock. Right. And the dolphin is like making all of its dolphin noises, singing songs, jumping around. And I'm like, that is one special dolphin.
Was it on shore jumping around?
No, it was in the shallows. It was in the and it was, it was doing its like its humdingers and its twist wiggles.
Kind of showing
Yeah, you peacocking, It was doing that thing whenever dolphins pop up and they kind of move backwards in the water.
I wish we could do that as humans, right? How do they do that?
Right.
Well, I'm sure you know.
Well, they just move.
I can't.
They just sort of undulate. They undulate their bodies. They flip their tails. It's sort of like a water moonwalk, a water walk.
That's awesome. Yeah. Okay.
So it's doing all that, and I'm like, you know what? I need to learn more about dolphins. I need to focus up. I dropped out of college, and then immediately went and joined a water circus.
Is that a thing?
There's the one. There's just the one.
You joined the water circus.
The one water circus. And it is now defunct because it was very expensive to get out to like the little water circus zone, and not a lot of people came. But while I was there, I learned a lot about dolphins.
That's probably pretty heavy. I mean, do they refill the tanks each time, or you got to bring your animals in tanks full of water? So that's a pretty heavy circus to travel with, right? Is it a traveling circus? I'm sorry.
They could not travel. The film Deep Blue Sea?
Vaguely.
With Mr. LL Cool J.
Yes, yeah. Who else was it? Was Halle Berry or J-Lo or someone like that in that movie? Wasn't there
Thomas Jane was in it.
I'm thinking of. Okay.
And then LL Cool J.
Right.
And then the female lead was a white woman who I don't know her name.
That's all right.
But anywho, it's a movie, sharks, they're too smart. Right. But it's on this sort of floating paddock sort of situation that's like in a fixed location. And that's how the water circus worked. It was in one location and you had to get to it by plane or boat or catamaran if you're going to be fancy.
Who's got one of those around?
Exactly. So not a lot of people came. So it only lasted a little while, but I learned a lot while I was there. And that's where I initially met Ecco the Dolphin.
That seems like a Tiger King kind of situation a little bit. Like it's this weird water zoo that circus, that no one really knows about, but maybe it's not. Is it legal or safe in any way? Like, what did you do there? What was your daily activities like?
Well, mostly I fed the dolphins, I swam with the dolphins, I communed with sea
Oh,
turtles,
nice. That's
and
always
I
fun.
taught the dolphins tricks. But really it felt like they were teaching me, especially when it came to Echo, whenever
Yeah.
Echo would come around.
Yeah, let's talk about Echo. How'd you guys, I guess you just hit it off right away? Well, was that the dolphin who saved you? Do you know, or
No, the dolphin that
okay.
saved me was actually named Timothy Dolphin. And I lost track with him, not too long after. We tried to keep in touch, but he was a dolphin, and I still wasn't used to speaking to dolphins.
Right.
So,
It's tough.
right,
Yeah.
there's a language barrier.
Sure.
Right, absolutely. So Echo actually was not in the circus.
Oh.
Echo would come around and just sort of meander and loiter around outside. Because at this point in time, Echo was a teenager. So you know how like teenagers hang out outside of a mall
All the time, yeah.
and they're like not shopping.
Right. What are you doing? Yeah.
They're just they're loitering.
Yeah. I used to always think that when I was young, I used to think that word was misspelled on like store walls, like no loitering. I'm like, they mean don't throw your garbage on the floor, Mom. That's what I used to think it meant. Until I got older and learned what loitering really meant. Quick story about me.
That's interesting. I never thought about
It's
how
very similar.
close the words littering and loitering, and they're both things that a mall might not want you to do.
Right. You see no loitering, you see no littering. So I used to think it was just misspelled on a couple of random signs around town. Like an idiot. I was 14.
I think that that doesn't make you an idiot. That just makes you know how littering spelled.
I was a great speller. That's why, but I wasn't good at knowing what the words meant. So I would never ask in spelling bees, what does that mean? Because I didn't give a shit. I just knew how to spell it. Okay. So yeah.
You're like, I don't care. I just want to know the order of the letters.
Right. I don't care. The country of origin doesn't matter to me. I can spell this without knowing what it means. Yeah.
Well, okay, yes. So
Echo was kind of a dickhead, right? You were saying.
Well, he was just a teenager. Everyone, has an attitude when they're teen, and Echo was sort of
he's smoking out of his blowhole or something.
Right. Well, kind of. He was he would hang out outside of the water circus, and he was just sort of a rabble rouser, sort of a James Dean type, like a dolphin with like attitude problems, and like you could tell that he was like an upper middle class dolphin, so it wasn't really about like hardship, but it was like just like about like being like,
I'm a little better, like those kids in the ski movies back in the day that always thought they were cool than everybody else because they had the money, kind of like that.
Right.
Good looking dolphin, came from money. I got you. All right.
He was a beautiful dolphin.
He was
beautiful. He had the most wonderful star pattern.
Yeah.
On his dolphin flesh. Just, his dolphin flesh.
Yeah, definitely.
So, he would hang around and, kind of cause trouble, but it wasn't, he wasn't trying to hurt nobody or hurt no dolphins or anything like that.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So that's whenever we started talking and hanging out. And I was teaching these dolphins in the circus, and then he would listen and he'd try to pretend like he wasn't listening, but we all knew he was listening because, he wanted to learn about stuff. Right. And he taught me how to project my voice and attack jellyfish.
Yeah. He hates jellyfish, this dolphin.
Right. Yeah. So I would get in the water and he'd be like, he would project his sound, his echolocation, and he'd pop all these jellyfish. And then he taught me how to do it. And
that's awesome. That's helpful to beach nowadays. Can you still do that?
Oh, yeah. I just, I just sort of open my mouth and just go like, and, pop the jellyfish.
Yeah. That's, I would love to learn how to do that. Maybe when we're done. If you want to teach me a couple moves, I don't know.
Sure. It's all just about, using your diaphragm, projecting, Right. Yeah, anyone can do it, especially dolphins, though. It's actually
Right.
it's easier for dolphins to do than
Yeah.
humans.
Why did Echo hate jellyfish so much? He's down there. He's shooting them with his sonar. He's spearing them with his nose. Even giant seahorses, he's destroying sometimes. What was his deal? Just didn't like jellyfish.
Well, it's different in the water, and Echo was, he thought that he was doing the right thing. He thought that he was like cleaning up the ocean, but then there's perspective, and jellyfish see Echo and they're like, "Oh my God, that's the boogeyman," and Echo sees, a shark and it's like, "Oh my God, that's the boogeyman." Right. And, it's all about a lack of communication. Well, and then there's the aliens.
Right. I was going to get into that eventually.
Right.
There's aliens all of a sudden.
Lots of aliens in the ocean, Brian.
Yeah.
It's something that I didn't realize at first. And, but it's just a fact of the matter.
It kind of makes sense. I mean, the ocean's enormous. There's a lot of things we haven't explored yet. There could be tons of aliens down there still. That we
and there are.
There are. You know this. Yeah.
There's a lot of aliens in the ocean, Brian, and that's just something we have to accept. And we can try to wrap our heads around, but it just takes a little while. And Echo was just clued in on that pretty early on.
And he took it upon himself, like, I'm gonna end this alien race from destroying our oceans. Was that all him? Was he hired by someone to do this, or did Sega get involved? What was it Sega's plan to maybe rid the ocean of aliens?
Well, Echo fancies himself sort of a Robin Hood.
Sure.
Like from the Disney film with the foxes.
Yeah.
Right. And so the aliens are like controlling so much in the oceans and so much in, politics, right, with the lizard people on land and the water aliens in the ocean.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know. Okay. Is that true? So they kind of like lizards take the top, aliens will take the bottom. As far as underwater.
Lizards are tops.
Yeah.
Aliens are bottoms.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah. Wow. So, listen to the seriousness in my voice right now, Brian McGinnis.
I can tell.
Lizard people are real. Water aliens also real.
Okay. I'm sure they are. That's crazy that you went through this. Again, as a young teenager, just a girl trying to get a good job, trying to find her career, you know what I'm saying? And you went through finding out about all this at such a young age.
Well, yeah, you get wrapped up in the life of a bottlenose dolphin, you're gonna find out some secrets.
Yeah, he's a chatterbox at that Echo, huh? I guess
a bit for sure. Yeah.
You ever find any like buried treasure down there or anything like that? That always seems like a cool thing.
There's lots of treasures. There's sunken ships. There's
from the aliens.
Yeah. Right. There's sunken alien ships as well.
That's awesome.
Well, so I didn't always, I breathe air and I can't hold my breath as long as Echo. Right. So I would talk Echo through, his journeys and his missions sometimes, or like things he wanted to do. But like a lot of the stuff that actually went on, those secrets, maybe only Echo knows.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard for us to know what he wanted to accomplish, I guess, from jumping around the ocean, doing those flips and those big giant diamonds. Like, what? How come we don't? I've never seen big giant diamonds before in the ocean, but they're everywhere. Echo can find those things no problem.
Right. Yeah. And they're often very deep. Like, how often, Brian, are you swimming underwater for a long time?
Very rarely, if ever.
So rarely. And so, and they're all down there, and they're remnants from the civilization of Atlantis, of course.
And that's real? That's real too?
Atlantis?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Originally, Atlantis was actually located just east of New York City.
Okay.
It was a little island called Atlantis, and people, would go back and forth, and then it sank, and all the crystals sank with it.
That's sad. It happens.
But they're down there.
Yeah.
There's plenty of crystals down there, and you can, like, find information in them, and learn about the planets. And Echo would come back up and tell us all about this and just go on and on and on and on and on about how the planets are going to align and this, that, and the other. And, meanwhile, we're just up on shore being like, yes, Echo, I'm doing my Sudoku. I hear you. And
you learned about planets already anyway. You went to school. So, but it's probably new to him, I guess.
Right, because his life has mostly been underwater, and there's not like a lot of talk of space underwater. But then Echo, came back and was like, "Here's all this info," and so then he started a school underwater to tell other dolphins about what's going on with aliens and the planets and aligning and everything.
Is he just like a conspiracy theorist? Maybe. Have you seen the aliens yourself? Are you sure they're real, or not just hearsay from Echo?
I mean, Echo's brought back corpses.
Okay. Interesting. And they're definitely aliens, you think?
Well, I don't know. They could be, underwater creatures from depths that we've yet to explore.
Sure.
But, I mean, I trust Echo.
Yeah, and the human body, if it's been in the water for a while, looks kind of gross if you bring it back up on shore. Maybe you couldn't even tell what it was, I'm guessing.
I mean, it's got like tentacles.
All right, it's probably not a human then.
Yeah, and like claws.
Wow, that's crazy. So who did you teach? Like you said, he was watching you teach at the circus and kind of like loitering, as you say. Did you teach him how to do the dancing, how to do the dash and the jump out of water? Like, did he know how to do these tricks at first, or was that all you? And that's where the relationship, like the professional relationship, I guess, started.
We would work on different things as far as the tricks go, just tighten them up a little bit because he had a natural talent,
nice.
But he lacked discipline.
Sure.
And I came from a Southern home, which, was full of discipline. So we got Echo on the yes ma'ams, the no ma'ams, the please and thank yous.
Okay.
And then we also tightened up his form a little bit, sort of like a gymnast.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. Yeah.
Got him to stick those landings.
Speaking of your upbringing, after the water birth, do you have any other brothers or sisters? Did they have a similar experience, or were your parents one and done?
16 brothers and sisters.
Oh, gosh.
All born in the same cow trough.
Really? Not one food trough just to see what would happen?
No, I think that would be tantamount to child abuse.
A little bit, probably.
Yeah, the water birth, we've all been like, okay, I guess we're into it. But I think a food birth, or maybe the baby would just like hit the food. And yeah, maybe. I don't know. Depends on like how smushy the food is.
Yeah, babies are smushy, so it might just be a big smush ball. It might be okay. Don't try it. I'm just very curious about this. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell my mom to stick to water birth. Well, she's not having kids anymore.
I was gonna say after 16, same mom and dad, all 16.
Same mom and dad the whole damn time.
That's impressive. I'm clapping. That's amazing. Wow, that lady was always pregnant. It seems like. What are the age ranges of you and your siblings? Are you the oldest, the middle?
I'm the middle. It goes all the way up to 52 years old.
Yeah.
And all the way down to little Chrissy. She's 11.
Wow. That's really a lot. Your poor mom. I mean, I guess, hey, she loves being a mom. Your dad just loves, I'm not going to say it in front of you, but
some people just have a heart for it.
Yeah, I guess so. That is impressive on both their accounts, your mom and your dad. That's very impressive. They could do that for that long. Wow. So is little Chrissy looking to follow in your footsteps or anything, or the trainer as well?
Lil Chrissy is actually mostly interested in the bow staff right now.
Oh.
I don't know where they get it. I don't know who knows why we like what we like.
Okay, she's a big Ninja Turtle fan, maybe. I guess.
Actually, she's never seen it. She just picked up a walking stick one day and started swinging it around.
Okay, tell her there's professionals that do that stuff. She could be a baton twirler or something fun like that too. A lot of cool stuff you can do by spinning sticks.
Absolutely. Or what are those ones that people do when they're on Molly they're like on fire.
Like like those crazy glow stick thing, but they're I don't know what it is called. I'm sure it has a name. Fire stick.
No, they got like a weird name, like demon sticks or something.
Of course they do.
Like Benoit balls, but they're not. It has like a name like that.
Yeah, it's probably like Satan's penis or something like that. Something weird.
My God, Brian!
I'm not sorry. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Satan's penis.
It might be something like that. Is that one of your brother's names? I hope not. Did I?
No.
Okay. You're like, I know him. Okay.
We were a very stringently Christian household.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But a hippie one. So
right.
we went to church, but we didn't have to wear no shoes or nothing.
No, was that just your church or just your family? Oh, here comes the deer horns. They're coming with no shoes on.
Well, we just want to be connected to Mother Earth, and
Plus, I mean, who can afford 16 pairs of shoes?
That's a lot of shoes, Brian.
Right, a lot of hand-me-downs, but the older kids eventually not going to have any pairs of shoes.
Every pair of shoes had to make it through as many kids as possible. So as soon as one was done with them, they had to move on to the next one in descending age order.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and you guys were all perfectly height, like it went down like a nice ramp. Your height and your age.
Yeah, we look like a graph of Earth temperatures. It's just increasing in a vertical diagonal line.
That's great. One thing I wanted to ask you, that scream that Echo lets out when he hits like a spiky sea an enemy or an actual enemy, like is it actual screaming? Is it whenever he gets touched in general? Does he hate being touched, or was he getting hurt anytime a jellyfish hit him or something like that? Because it's a pretty jarring sound every time he gets hit in the game.
Well, Echo does have a lot of personal space boundaries, and that was actually part of the training that we would do. Was we would help Echo learn to articulate and be like, "Excuse me, no, thank you, I don't want to be touched," rather than just screaming. But when it came to jellyfish or sea anemones or coral. Yeah. That stuff stings, Brian. That stuff is going to sting your skin.
I bet. Yeah, no. I mean, I scream sometimes I step on a jellyfish at the beach. Terrifying,
Right. Yeah. Somehow they are both solid and yet liquid.
Yeah, I don't get it. So you mentioned before, do you speak echolocation? Can you guys communicate well? Is it through sign language, or do you guys just have like an understanding after this many years of knowing what each other are thinking?
Well, it's a combination of getting Echo to understand English, French.
He kept going.
Oh, yes. So there's multiple trainers that have worked with Echo from different backgrounds, languages, and ethnicities. And so there's a lot of different languages that he learns. Wow. And he also learns some like pictorials. So we'll hold up like little images and we'll be like, this is a cheeseburger.
Why do you need to know that though?
Well, I don't know, Brian. What? We had a picture of a cheeseburger, so we showed it to the dolphin, Brian. Sometimes you work with what you got.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I'm sorry. Silly me.
So one of the first things that Echo learned was the menu to A+ burgers. And so he knows what a cheeseburger is. He knows about a hamburger. He knows about a vegan burger. Nice. We didn't have a menu with an Impossible Burger on it because they weren't around at the time. So he learned about chicken nuggets.
Yeah, that's all right.
He learned about French fries and sweet potato fries.
Okay. Good. No milkshakes or anything.
He's lactose intolerant.
Okay. You just skipped.
We learned that the first time we gave him a cheeseburger.
Oh man. You just spit it up.
It was a lot of dolphin vomit all over the place. And then all these other fish came up and they were trying to eat them.
Oh, yeah.
It was a whole mess.
Fish are nasty like that. That's crazy. So are you still partners now with Echo? You still training and going on missions or teaching them about menus?
Well, unfortunately, Echo has passed away.
Oh, my God. I didn't even know.
So we're now on Echo 4.
Three have passed.
Well, one of them retired.
Okay, well, that's nice.
Echo 2 retired, and now is just being a standard unemployed dolphin.
Okay.
But Echo 3 passed away as well.
How?
Embolism.
How?
Embolism.
Oh my goodness. Jeez.
You know, there's no way to know. You know, these things just happen. And now we're on Echo 4.
Okay. And the original Echo, how did the original Echo pass? Was it the similar way or
car accident?
I'm so sorry to hear that. He wasn't driving, was he?
He was.
He's so stubborn. He's still in his James Dean attitude, huh?
You know, you couldn't tell that dolphin nothing, you know, and after he had traveled through time and fought like an alien queen, and, you know, saved the world a couple times over, you know, and he said, I want to get a car. And we said, Echo, you're a dolphin. You can't get a car. And he said, you're not my mom. And, you know, that was true. And so, you know, he got himself a Charger.
I'm so sorry.
A Dodge Charger, and he was driving it. He didn't make it very far.
On the same day, he got the car.
Oh, it was on the lot. we had to take his tank. We had a semi truck take his tank to the car lot, to the Dodge lot where he got the Charger, and you know, he hopped in the car himself.
Right.
And then did
he do a flip inside the sunroof? Did he just dive in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he did a triple axle.
What a way to go.
When for a moment it seemed like he froze up in the air and the sun glinted off of his dolphin flesh.
Right.
And I thought, this dolphin's gonna do it. He's gonna drive this car. And so he gets in and he manages with his dolphin fin to start the ignition, and with his tail he pushed down the gas and just drove it right into the Dodge Charger dealership.
Oh my god!
It exploded on impact.
Oh my god! That's not right. I can't believe that. I'm not laughing. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, you know, how we react to trauma,
right?
You know, it's every person in dolphin is different.
Yeah, that's so sad. Was that like a cover up? Because I never even heard that before. We thought it was the same Echo.
Right. Well, we it's sort of like Smokey the Bear in that way, where actually the current Smokey the Bear, his name's not even Smokey. No, it's Dylan. And so this is Dylan, and he is a bear, but he's not even related to Smokey.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow.
That's Dylan, but Dylan the bear, who wants to listen to him about forest fires?
Nobody. It's got to be Smokey. Yeah. Okay.
Gotta be Smokey.
So what's Echo 4's real name? If it's not Echo, I'm guessing.
Oh, Fitzgerald.
First name?
Yeah. Fitzgerald the dolphin.
Nice. That's a nice name. Very, very professional. Seems like.
Right. Yeah. It's a little stiff.
Oh yeah. I guess. Do you call him Fitzy for fun? Does he like that?
You know, he pretty much just goes by Echo. You know.
Oh, okay. So he's
at this point is sort of, you know, a persona that he gets really into.
He's playing a role. He gets it. Yeah. Okay.
Right. He's quite invested in it.
Yeah. What else do you do for fun, Charlotte? Are you in the water every day, all day? Do you seen anybody, or what? Are you allowed to go out and have some fun, or are you 24/7 dolphin training?
Well, I spend a lot of time with the dolphins, you know, training in the next Echo. You know, it's trying to make sure that the earth is protected with dolphin power.
Is that the best way to protect us, you think? Dolphin power?
Well, it's worked before.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yes.
You know, if it ain't broke, I do my Sudokus. I've been watching Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Okay.
I stay busy.
Good.
I'm not seeing anybody right now. I'm kind of married to the work.
You have a huge family too. I'm just wondering if do you see your family, your siblings a lot?
Yeah, we do family reunions because my family is like the 16 brothers and sisters and mom and dad.
Right.
But then also all those kids keep having kids. I'm one of the only ones that's single, and they all call me the dolphin lady, and I say ha ha.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. That's a cool job.
I think so too, Brian.
I would love to do that. You kidding me? That's awesome. Yeah.
Well, you can change your life right now. You can come and work, at the elite MI6 dolphin training.
Yeah.
facility. Yeah.
I mean, more off air. Maybe I'll talk to you about it. I mean, I'm 40, but I don't know if I could. It'd be fun.
It's never too late to start over. And 40 ain't old, Brian. I think that especially, if you start opening up your mind and thinking about, the age of the earth, the age of like some whales and sea creatures, it's like we have a very limited idea of what is old. So you're still a spring chicken, Brian.
You know what? I appreciate that, Shirley. You're right. Yeah, but it's a good way to look at it. I think I'm gonna do this. I might become a dolphin trainer, maybe.
You know what?
I'll go for a few. Go for a few lessons. Do you give lessons to regular old folks like me?
You know what? For you, Brian, we would totally let you come hang out with the dolphins, meet Echo 4.
Oh, it's a treat. That'd be amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely, no problem. Yeah.
Wow. Do you want to play a quick game before we go?
Sure. Yeah, I can play a game.
Let's play a game of Wed. We're gonna play Wed, Bed, Dead, everybody. So, Cheryl, what we're gonna do? I'm gonna give you 3 video game characters. All you gotta do is tell me who you want to wed, who you want to bed, and who you want dead. All right, nice and easy. And I'll show you some pictures on the screen here. The first one from Street Fighter V. She's a capoeira ninja expert, Laura. A little tiny, but I hope you can see her. Laura is all hanging out of her blouse. She's one of those fighters, but she's really good. She's like not a wrestler, but she's like capoeira. She's very graceful. She's got like an electric beam thingy. She kicks, she punches. Excellent fighter, and barely wears clothing, if that's your thing. All right, so I don't know how she fights in that, but that's what she does. All right.
I would imagine that would be hard because capoeira involves a lot of spinning and sort of like moving around, and one of those boobies would fly out. So
yeah. We're all watching one day. That hasn't happened yet. This next thing is from the Final Fantasy series. It's a chocobo, which is a giant bird. And you're one with nature and with animals, so this might be a fun new thing for you. But you can ride it. They go very fast, and they're usually pretty friendly. It's like a giant chicken, a humongous chicken, basically. All right. And you mentioned sort of this thing before when Echo was on the water moonwalking. This last choice is Michael Jackson as the moonwalker. If you remember that game for the Sega Genesis, he's at the hat. He leaned. Remember, he did the lean thing, Michael Jackson. That was the coolest thing. He shot like glitter beams out of his hands and everything with his hat. And his moonwalk was, save the day all the time. So 3 very different choices here, Charlotte. What we got? Laura from Street Fighter V, a chocobo, and Michael Jackson as the moonwalker. What are your choices here? Wed, Bed, Dead.
All right. Okay.
It is tricky.
Well, I'm gonna have to say that I would bed Laura. Is this young lady's name?
That is, yes.
I suppose I would have to bed Laura because it seems like she's already halfway there. And she seems like she's athletic. Right. And possibly could teach me a thing or two about getting my own body in shape, which I would enjoy. And I think that she seems fun. I'm a little bit more modest, so I get very nervous about showing that much cleavage. But right. Maybe we could trade tops, and she could see what it was like to be buttoned down or like in a wetsuit.
Right, you're always in a wetsuit. Yeah. It's hard to show cleavage in that thing.
Right. Well, some people cut like a little cleavage hole, and I'm like, that just defeats the purpose, Janine.
Right, yeah. Is it Janine in particular?
I don't want to start. I don't want to start.
Next time.
And then I suppose I guess I would, I'm married to my dolphin training job, so maybe I could train some chocobos. So I would wed the chocobos.
Interesting.
And spend time with them. And then I suppose I would have to dead Michael Jackson in Moonwalker because ain't he already dead?
He is.
So that seems convenient. Why are we excising this corpse? Why are we?
It's a good point.
Like leave it be. You know what my mama always said? Leave it be.
Yeah, especially
that's the Beatles.
Leave it be. Leave it be. Yeah.
That was her favorite song. She would always say, "Leave it be," and
and let it to Beaver. Let it to Beaver. The other one. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Brian.
All right. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. Yeah. Okay. You had the really good, solid choices. I mean, the one thing is about wedding Michael Jackson. He had so much money, a lot of money, which you'd inherit or at least get part of if you wed, right?
Well, there's got to be a prenuptial situation there, I imagine.
Maybe. Possible. We'll have to find out first. But I would like to wed. I mean, wedding the chocobo too. You got that instant transportation all the time. You got a fast ass bird that can just take you anywhere you want. It's kind of magical, I don't really want to fuck it, so I'm gonna wed it. Have it for a long time. Maybe once we'll have some little chocobo kids, and see what. And water birth. You've inspired me now. I love water birth with chocobos and human hybrids. See what that's like.
Terrifying.
Yeah, you probably will be. Yeah, I mean, easy answer here. I got to bed Laura for all the reasons you said. Halfway there, super athletic, as they say, tight. Right? Some people say that, I believe. And then dead Michael Jackson. He did some bad shit when he was alive, allegedly, even though it's proven. I think.
I think it was pretty clear,
pretty cut and dry. So I agree with you, Charlotte. We have the same taste right here.
Well, look at us, Brian.
Look at that.
Look at us.
It's amazing.
Simpatico,
right? Any other last words of advice for any up and comer, either young geniuses or dolphin trainers out there?
Well, I say, just hop in there, get your feet wet, and go with the flow. Yeah. And don't be afraid to make a splash. I got tons of these water puns, Brian. I can do this all damn day. All right.
So where you're going. That was great.
Yeah. Well, just follow your dreams and be kind to yourself.
That's nice. Yeah. Definitely. And
little chocobo's back.
Just put the chocobo there. Why not? I figured Laura's cleavage was a little weird just hanging out there. So the chocobo's cute.
Chocobo's cleavage.
Yeah, okay. You're right. Charlotte, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been amazing. Tell Echo 4 we said hello, and people
absolutely.
People are hoping for a reboot and a new game. Is there a new game in the works? Maybe you can tell us, or do you know anything about it?
I think that those things are always tied up in some development, whatnot, who's our other. So, hopefully they'll have another chance for you to experience some of Echo's adventures, but I don't know, but I will tell Echo 4 that you said, and
thank you. Is that hello?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. I was hoping it wasn't something.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You want to give it a try?
Was that right?
That was actually goodbye, but it was pretty close.
He'll under. We're done, so I think it was perfect timing. Charlotte, thank you so much for joining us. Everybody else, thanks for listening, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Today's playable character was played by Michael Foulk. Check out his podcast, I'm Not Busy, with Vanessa Gonzalez, and check him out on Twitter at Michael Foulk, MichealFoulk.